Alright, I'm just gonna pay for my bill with my card, and then you can pay for yours.
Okay, why the f are you being so fucking difficult? Just put this, give me the card, and I'll give it to the waiter. It's not that difficult. Are you dumb? Are you broke? Listen, bitch. Pass the card on the table and we won't have a problem.
And what if I don't?
Hi guys, it's okay. Welcome back to another video. So just a quick disclaimer, I have chronic migraines, and so I've been having a hard time making these videos. Just letting you know that if I don't have commentary in my video, it's because I am suffering. I am struggling at the time. So this video will be one of those. I won't have commentary, but I just wanted to share with you guys what's going on in the dating world. If you didn't know, dating is the ghetto. Look at these stitches and let's have a discussion about what you guys think. And also, if you have a story you can share, please put it down in the comments. I always read the comments and I always reply, so please feel free to do that. Remember to comment and subscribe and share. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get into it.
Story time on the worst day ever. I deleted my Hinge account after this. I highly don't recommend. So I met this guy on Hinge, and at first he was pretty cool. We messaged for a few days. And so finally he was like, let's go on a date. Let's go bowling. So I was like, okay, cool. We can go bowling. I'll just meet you there. So he was like, all right. This is when I knew, this is when shit turned left extremely quick. And I should have known this was a red flag. This man literally went on my Instagram from like years ago and took an old picture of me in some dang on heels and a hat and was like, hey, can you wear this to the bowling alley? So he's like, I think this picture is fly. You got on heels, you got on the hat, and I want you to be fly. Like, I think you should wear that. And I'm like, I don't even know where this outfit is. This is years ago. I haven't worn this outfit in forever. And we're going bowling. I want to be chill. I want to wear some sneakers and some jeans or something. Steadily pressing me about this outfit. We going back and forth. And I'm just like, boy, I'm wearing what I want. I end up meeting him at the bowling alley. I walk up to him. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, how are you? I'm Ariel. And the first thing he does is he says, you're really short. Straight like that. He looked me up and down. No, hey, no, how you doing? Nice to meet you. He said, you're really short. And then he walked away and he was like, I'm gonna go get some shoes. Instantly, I'm turned off because I have never in my life had a man tell me that I was short and complain about it. Usually men like it, but instantly I'm like, oh, I'm so turned off. And I know how this is gonna be. So we go get the shoes and we find our lane, and dude has an attitude off jump. He's like, you could have came in here looking fly. Like, I like my girls to look fly, and that's not fly what you got on. So I'm just looking at the dude. I'm not saying nothing. The dude from New York, so he was already pretty, like, aggressive. So he, like, asking me questions like, where you from? Where you grew up at? Real aggressive. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with this man? Like, kind of acting crazy. And so then he goes on back on a tangent about how short I am. He's like, you real short. Like, you just real short. So finally I'm like, okay, so what? Like, men love that I'm short. And he's like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, actually. Yeah, like, I'm throwing the ball or whatever. And he's like, you're not really good at this. Like, you suck. You're not good at bowling at all. And he, like, snatches the ball from me. So at this point, I'm, like, low-key scared. So I end the day early. I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go home. Like, I got a long day tomorrow. I got to get up because it was in the middle of the week. And so I get home, and before I get a chance to block him, because that was my intentions, he calls me. And he's like blowing up my phone and he's asking me to come over. And I'm like, oh yeah, this dude is mentally insane. I blocked him and I deleted my Hinge, and I never got back on Hinge after that. It scarred me for life. But also, I was like nervous to go on dates because I was thinking that men was gonna think I was too short. So I didn't go on dates for months after that.
Okay, I matched with this guy on Tinder and he took me to Cece's Pizza and he like ate too much and he said his stomach was hurting. And this dude literally is like sleeping at the table right now. Like, what do I do? He drove us.
I have a huge crush on this guy in one of my classes. When I say a huge crush, I mean like I'm pining after this dude for months, for the entire semester. I am staring at the back of this dude's head thinking, that's my husband. Too shy and I have negative riz to just go up and start talking to him, right? I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna write my number on a sticky note and just give it to him. And then my professor gets sick. Now, my professor was sick for like a solid month because we left for Thanksgiving break and then we didn't come back to that class until the day of our final exam. I have an entire month of not seeing this guy because we don't have class. And you know what they say? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. That is very true. Sitting, waiting to take the final exam, I'm sitting like in the lobby of the building on the couch, and the guy comes and sits right in front of me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my moment, this is my time, this is my Super Bowl. Like, this is what I've been waiting 4 months for. I write my number on the sticky note. He gets up to leave, and I give him the sticky note. So I hand him the sticky note, he opens it, he laughs, and he's like, okay, I just won the f***ing lottery. I have reached the promised land. So we go in, we take the exam. He finishes the exam before me. I get out of the exam, I see a text from him. I'm overjoyed. We start talking, haha and kiking. The vibes are good. The vibes are good. Mind you, this was the days of mask mandates and having to wear a mask to class. So he couldn't really see what I looked like because he never really paid attention to me and I was wearing a mask. I knew what he looked like because I stalked him on Instagram. But after like a day or two, he's like, hey, I never really got a good look at you. Like, send me a picture. And I'm like, cool. I send him a photo. He stops responding. When I tell you, I've never wanted to yeet myself off the top of a building more. I was mortified. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I literally have never felt embarrassment like that in my entire life. Especially because I was like, yes, I've made it. Like, I pulled my crush. I was so excited. Dude thought I was ugly. So anytime you ever feel bad about your dating life, don't. Because nothing is more embarrassing than that.
Y'all, I went on a date the other day, and it was like a brunch kind of thing. And so I had a chicken biscuit and an apple pie, right? So we headed home after that, and we stopped at the gas station first. And he looked at me, and he was like, do you want anything? And I'm like, yeah, some powdered donuts. And he looked at me, and he said, you chunky monkey. Chunky monkey is crazy. What I had earlier didn't fill me up, so I needed them donuts. Oh, bro, I should have asked for some crackers.
Seems like we aren't having too much chemistry on this date. So I bought you like 2 glasses of wine. Let's split the check, you know? Let's split the check. If we do have another date, I'll cover you, or if I'm actually dating you, I'll cover the bill and everything like that. But I mean, if you want to come hang out at the crib, like, we can just watch some game. We can play like Super Smash Bros. Or something, and I'll cover it completely. Yeah.
We can split it. It's all good. We'll split it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just for a little context, I met him out at a club one night. Why I thought I could find love in the club, especially in LA, don't f***ing ask. Like, we had a lot of mutuals, and so in my head, I was like, how bad could it really be? Bitch, how bad could it be? As bad as it could be. And it's the fact that all of you are trying to figure out if it's satire or not. I was sitting there the entire fucking date, like, in real life, being like, is this satire? Like, is he performing a bit right now? But the text I got today, I don't think it was a bit. I'm gonna show you guys the text I got today and the 17 phone calls because it was absolutely insane. But a lot of you were a little disappointed in how I reacted to him because I make all of the how to piss off shitty men videos. I was flabbergasted, so taken back, like I couldn't even get the words out. Like I couldn't get a word out. I knew that this was gonna happen. I knew he was bound to see it because even I've been getting text all fucking day for the past 2 days like, oh my god, like, is this real? Who is it? So I like there's like 2 other texts before this, like, Kindle, pick up the phone. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Why would you post our date on fucking TikTok? People are texting me saying they recognize my voice, but this is fucked, bro. I'm in the industry out here and you're ruining my rep. I'm deeply hurt that I'm painted in such a bad light when I'm such a genuine and spiritual person deep down. I only said those things because I felt that you would feel the same way. That is fucking wild. Also, like I said, I quite literally had like 17 phone calls. I'm so blown away by this. Just listen.
Hey Kendall,
I'm not even gonna talk.
I'm just kind of upset, you know? I thought that we were having a good time, and yeah, maybe the date didn't end on such a good note and everything like that, but I shared those things with you because I felt that you would be, we'd have commonalities there, you know? And then we can maybe become a partnership, or we can build a life together later on. And I'm just hurt you shared something so intimate and private, a date, publicly on the internet, and it's going mega viral. And I have people reaching out to me saying, dude, was that you in the video? Was that you? And I'm ignoring it because I don't want people to find out. So, I don't know, call me back. I've called you like 17 fucking times. I want to talk. I want to make this better.
This can't be real. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
I saw you at Bootsy Bellows,
crazy.
and you were like the finest snow bunny there. And I low-key wrote the song about you because I thought it'd be a nice gesture and you'd feel the same way. So,
Oh.
I don't know. The song's live and everything.
He sent me the
Fucking,
song link.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
This keeps going and going. So, in conclusion, he ends up sending me this fucking Snow Bunny song that is supposedly written about me when he saw me in Bootsy Bellows. Like, this is so fucking, this is one of the craziest things I think that ever happened to me. He's like, if you listen to it, it's really about you. Please take the video down. Please, Kindle. I said, no, I'm posting this too. Stay safe out here and good fucking luck, cause real. So, in conclusion, I did block his number after this. This is truly my worst nightmare. I feel like I'm in high school again, like with a SoundCloud rapper. PTSD. Like, I don't know what else to do, but that's the tea.
When I was in university, I dated a guy on the football team who, a year into the relationship, told me to my face that he was eventually going to want to date a white girl. To this day, I regret not breaking up with him on the spot. We dated for like a year and a half after that, but hear me out. 2 reasons why I didn't leave him immediately, okay? So number 1, I thought I was straight and I thought I was following in the footsteps of my parents because I was a point guard on the basketball team, he was a corner on the football team, and my dad just so happened to be a corner on his university football team, and my mom just so happened to be a point guard on her university basketball team. They got together in university, had a beautiful, loving relationship. Out popped me and my brother, had a loving, happy family. I thought that I was going to do the same thing. Again, I was also convincing myself that I was straight. Reason number 2, this was such a common thing that I was hearing from other black male athletes. I just had this obsession with white girls, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm just going to have to find someone who's willing to stick around with me long enough to like work past that phase and grow out of that phase. It's so sad that as a young black woman, that was the messaging that I was hearing and feeling like I had to tolerate. You want to know the worst part about it? The moment I broke up with this man, like a year and a bit later, he went and he got himself a white girl. When I say immediately, I mean immediately. It just so happened to be one of my closest friends at the time. Also to this day, I'm so proud of the cussing that I delivered to this girl. She was my friend. After she started to talk to him, she was avoiding me. So I was like, meet me at this location at this time. We have some words to exchange. I brought her in for a meeting. Anyway, that's besides the point. He got himself his little white girl. You know what was extra sad about it? He was Trini and I'm half Trini, and for some reason I just never really met any other Trini people, so I was so excited and happy about that. I thought we were gonna have that Trini connection, that Caribbean vibe, but no, he wanted to date a white girl. He said it with his chest, his whole chest. Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed? You know who you are. Are you not ashamed?
Last night I had such a bad date. I'm like kind of scared for my life because this guy's kind of psycho. So I met this guy on Hinge. It always starts with Hinge. He picked this like sushi restaurant. He wanted to go get sushi. I mean, he asked me what type of food I like. I told him I'm pretty much open-minded, just pick anything. And so like everything was fine, but he would kind of give me like subtle flags that he had like a small temper. Like he would get like mad over like little things, like, you know, just waiting 5 seconds for the valet person to get the car. But I'm a nice person. I'm a nice girl. I like to see the best in people, so I kind of like ignore those stuff. Big fucking mistake. So at the beginning of the day, he proceeds to say that he has never done anything like this for a woman. He said that he had to drive all the way from Beverly Hills to downtown, and he's never done that. And he's never taken out a woman on a date. So I'm like, what type of women have you been dating then? Like, so when we finished our food, he asked me what I wanted to do after. And I was like, oh, you know, whatever you want. We can go to like a bar, we can go to a club, whatever. So guess what he suggested? He said, since you have a luxury apartment, why don't we go back to your place? And I told him, absolutely not. I don't know you. I don't take people back to my place. Sorry. Respectfully. I said that very respectfully. And he got mad. He kept asking me why. Why can't I go to your place? Why can't I, like, there's no reason. Like, why is the reason? The reason is stupid. Kept saying because I didn't have a valid reason as to why I didn't want to let him into my apartment, that I had to let him in my apartment. At that point, I excused myself to go to the restroom. I was going to leave the date, but you know, me as a nice person, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't know. I'm very nice. I should have fucking left because when I came back, asked me to split the bill, threw me off because you suggested to go out with me. You took me on a date. Now you're asking me to pay half because I didn't let you go into my apartment because you didn't get lucky. I grabbed the check. I told the waiter, he's weird. I'm leaving. Charge his card. I'm gone. This man proceeded to chase me down and hold me back and started calling me Mexican trash and broke Mexican. I don't know. He started calling me all these racial slurs. I literally left on the scooter and he started texting me all this crazy shit. I blocked him. He started calling me on unknown numbers. He starts like spamming my Instagram with comments and just disrespectful. Literally had to email Hinge and show Hinge all the email threads, everything. I screenshot everything. Like, I am worried I have a stalker now and could kill me because he knows where I live. Men worry about getting finessed on a date out of a meal, but women worry about literally getting killed.
All I have to say is be prepared to be the experiment. As an individual who has dated outside of her race, there are two sides to the coin. I've been with men who have been their first black girl, and it's like smooth sailing, they treat me like any other girl. There was this one guy where I should have known. One of the first things he said was, "You're actually the darkest girl I've ever talked to." If that wasn't enough of a red flag, I just noticed throughout the relationship that this wasn't really like gonna be a long-term thing. Like, we never talked about our future together, never really introduced me to his parents. This was a short-term gig. His friends would say he had jungle fever. They would ask me stupid questions like if I knew how to swim or if I knew where my dad was. So I'm all for interracial couples, but choose wisely, sis.
You think you've had a hard time dating? I once went on a date with a guy, ABC Cosina, and he showed up with an overnight bag. And I just knew it was an overnight bag. I knew it wasn't a gym bag. At the end of the date, he's like, "Oh, I'll call us a car." I said, "Okay, cool." He hands me his phone. He said, "Put in your address." I said, "Well, why don't you put in your address and then I'll put in mine?" And he was like, "No, we're going back to yours." And I said, "No, we're not. It's not a homeless shelter. I'm not taking in strays. We're not doing that. It's not happening. You're going home and I'm going home. So if you want to call me a car home, that's great." And once I told him that, he said he wasn't going to call me a car. And I said, "That's fine. I'll call my own car. Peace out, Girl Scout." To the man that brought his overnight bag to my date, are you dumb or stupid?
I'm in shock and I need to tell people about what just happened. So I've dressed to get dinner tonight. And this man is on his way and he's booked dinner and he's coming to pick me up. And he texts me as I'm getting ready, like half an hour before. And he goes, "I kid you not, word for word. All right, you shallow. Don't judge my car. I've had it since I was 18 and no one has a car in London." This is our second time meeting, and he is a over 30-year-old plus man, has a normal career, and we barely have a friendly relationship. You know, it's only our second time getting dinner together. And I was just like, what? Like, I barely call my friends cuss words, and if we ever do playfully call each other bitch, it's very, very, very few friends in person, and it's like people that I'm very close with. I have very little tolerance for cuss words, especially with men I go on dates with. So this really threw me off, and I told him, I was like, what? Like, why would you call me that? And then as I'm getting ready and I talked to my younger brother and I told him what happened, he goes, "What? Don't go to dinner." And I initially didn't feel like I could have just canceled because I felt bad that this person was on their way. But then I thought to myself, you know what? Like, this is not okay for me. And these are my standards. I don't want to get dinner with someone that can just call me that whenever they want. And so literally as he got here, I let him know. And he calls me and complains and says that it's rude that I intentionally let him know now that he's driven across the city. And when I explained to him, hey, like, I didn't know how I was feeling, like I didn't realize how upset it made me feel, and I was being super respectful, he literally hung up on me. And then 10 minutes later sent me a long ass apology. This is a grown man over 30 thinking it's okay to call a woman a bitch before coming to pick her up for dinner. Don't be afraid to cut people off on the first go, because what the hell?
Chica,